Only one match played since yesterday where we had a double cup game special, but today we're back. It's the Champions League knockouts. There is still rumours of a board takeover, and I don't know how to feel about it. Yes, folks, how is it going, you lovely lots? We are back. Champions League round of 16 awaits today. We are taking on Leverkusen, a team who, well, in this universe, are pretty good. They've won the Bundesliga once in recent years. Last year they finished second. Their key man is Ben White, and he is a bloody good striker we've got to try and keep quiet. Now, of course, this is our 4th season managing Newcastle United, but it's only our 2nd season playing in the Champions League. And if we just rewind 2 years, it was the round of 16 where we collapsed against AC Milan, losing 2-1 across the 2 legs. Obviously, this year, I want to go further. We are doing so well across all competitions. I feel like if we don't even reach the final, I'll feel disappointed at this rate. Now, since you were last here, just one game played in the league. It was against Leeds United, and I'll be honest, I felt sorry for their right back in this game. He had an absolute stinker, and with a semi-rotated team, we ran out victors. Jun Hwan with a sensational free kick there for the 2nd goal of the game, and there was just a flurry of goals later on. We kind of ratcheted up the pressure. A few of the B-team players I took off just to give some first-team players some minutes, and those first-team players did not show any mercy here at Ellen Road. The final of the goals coming pretty late on with just 5 minutes left. Daddario just doing his thing, floated it to the back post, and it was Ma. You know, when you see a Korean at the back post for a header, you expect it to be Jun Hwan. It was Ma Hyun-do on this occasion. And I mean, this bloke has done so well since we brought him in and moved him to Register, already matching his performances for last season, and of course, plenty of league games left to play some more. Last season, he was away at the Asian Games throughout January, and I think he had an injury as well. This year, there's still 10 games left of the season for us, but despite that, as you can see, we are comfortably top of the Premier League, a game in hand on those trailing us. The Media Dream 11 has also started to be taken over by our players, which makes me quite excited. Amador's in there, Daddario's in there, Ollison at 21 is in there. I actually think this guy might have a really high current ability, but because he can play centre-back and centre-attack in mid, kind of his attributes just eat up a lot of that current ability, sadly. In spite of that, though, he is really, really good. Jeremy Avrand leading the goal scoring, by the way. 36 goals to his name. Jun Hwan next in line with 23, which when you consider the amount of sub-appearances he's made is rather wild. But to be honest, the fact that we have 6 players in double figures for goals is great. In terms of assists, Daddario has been sensational at right back since we brought him in. 24 assists to his name. In some ways, he's made Gabriele look a little bit underwhelming at left back, which is kind of mad to say. Unfortunately for this game, though, Daddario, if we just look at the fitness test here, well, he failed his fitness test. He's not available for the first game against Leverkusen. Faye has been missing lately as well. He's been given the green light to play just 45 minutes in this game. So 2 big players missing on one side of the pitch for us. Gasparini probably wouldn't have been starting anyway for today's opening game, but he's suspended. So he's definitely not playing now. And elsewhere, the only other player missing is Geraldo, the 19-year-old I really need to try and give some more league games to in this tail end of the season, as it looks like we're wrapping up the title. I've not been giving him as much football as I did last year, where he played quite well, and it definitely has just caused a bit of a stagnation in his development. Anyway, between the games against Leverkusen today, we have got West Ham, but we're not going to worry about that one in today's video. Today is all just about the Champions League and getting the job done. Like I said, rotated the team against Leeds, still managed to win 4-0. I feel like that's a testament to the strength in depth that we have. In terms of the team news for today's game, no Faye out on the right, at least to start, means that Balaki is going to get the nod. 1 goal and 2 assists in the Champions League for him this year. Last year, he was a regular player for us in the Europa League. Have definitely rotated the team a little less this season, especially in Europe. Obviously, Gomez is going to be the man who slots in at right back. Probably the weak link in the team. Yeah, a little bit scared for him. Also, the game has just politely reminded me here, make sure to fill out the bench. I almost forgot to include Faye. That would have been awkward. Okay, here we are marching into Leverkusen. They are playing with White up front. He is their big man that we need to try and keep quiet, their top goal scorer. As for ourselves, well, we're rocking our 3rd kit in grey today. In terms of a lineup, yes, there's a little bit of rotation in there. This is still a really good team on paper. But you know what? Being good on paper is one thing. Paper doesn't win football matches unless, I don't know, unless you mess up the paperwork and play an unregistered player or something and you have to forfeit the game. In which case, I guess it does win or lose you a game. But here and now, we've got to turn up away from home for the first leg. I'm going to hope that we can do better than we did against Milan. When we got knocked out 2 years ago, we lost at the San Siro 1-0. then we ended up drawing the home game. I want to try and give us a little bit more going into the home second leg. I'd like to see us at least coming away with a draw here, ideally. 20 minutes into this game, absolutely nothing has happened. Well, halfway through the first half, yeah, nothing's happening. They're having a lot of the ball here. You know what? I'm going to switch our mentality to balanced. And in terms of instructions, I am just going to ask the players to press that little bit higher. In games where we do struggle to get the ball, it's just a nice de facto go-to change, just to try and force a few more turnovers. I don't want to alarm anyone. There's 3 minutes left in this game here, or at least the half. Nothing has happened. No highlights, nothing. I can't believe I'm saying this. If the second half is underwhelming, I might do the game midweek against West Ham in the video today, just so we have a bit more action. Could be a good chance, actually, to play the completely rotated team, kind of shine a spotlight on some of our squad players that don't normally get the same love and affection as the regular starters. Anyway, there's 30 minutes left in this game here. I've still not seen anything. Faye, I got told, could play 45 minutes. We're going to bring him on. Elsewhere, I'm going to give Falata the nod. He is our third choice striker. The 19-year-old looks sensational on paper, yet to score for us in anything but the FA Cup, though. And you know what? Sal's has not had the best of game either. I'm going to bring in Soa. I'm going to bring in Jun Hwan. It's a fresh front four, and I hope that can inspire us here. As well, having made those changes, instantly there's a highlight. Am I going to look like a tactical genius, or am I going to look like a moron? Zarkovic playing it forward to Usel. Back to Zarkovic at the back. 30 minutes left here, so still plenty of time for some action as Jun Hwan wins it, gives it to Falata. I said he hadn't scored in anything but the FA Cup. He's got one in the Champions League now. That instruction that we changed, you know, just to press a little bit higher, it's worked wonders. We win the ball. Jun Hwan passed intelligently. Really nice finish, it has to be said. I'm not sure what minute we made those substitutes in, but I think that goal literally came within 2 minutes of the changes. Look at the green ratings for those players in the final kind of third. This is a testament to the strength in depth we have. The fact that we can make subs like we have and still field a really strong game. Away from home right now, we are looking good. Yes, there's not been a load of replays and highlights in this game. They've not had a shot on target as the home team. We are controlling this match for the most part. Of course, the job is not done yet. Only takes a single opportunity to score, so we've got to remain alert as Ma has a little bit of defending to do on the near side here. Ruben skips past his man, fizzes it in. Brits drops it. It's shot. Mastalone clears it away. Soa wins it back, and everyone breathed. That was a moment of panic. You know what? One last change to be made here. Rasmus Olsson on you come at roaming playmaker. A change I've made frequently throughout this year. He has been playing Olsson a more deep role for us, but he is a very, very well-rounded player who I feel like can just contribute both going forward and going back. Going to hope that in the remaining few minutes here, his contribution can be going forward. Spike Brits, what have you done? Spike Brits, what have you done? I don't want to talk about it. I'm not okay. I'm actually not okay. I mean, I'm not being funny. This is one of those things where in Football Manager, you just kind of have to shrug your shoulders and go, Football Manager, these things happen. I feel like they happen a lot more to me, but that might just be a victim complex. Spike Brits is an absolute cockwomble. That, by the way, was their first shot on target. It gives them a route back into this game. And imagine if they get another. There's 2.5 minutes left. We should be home and dry. We should have won this game comfortably. Instead, it's all even. Can there be a late goal? Falata, what a turn. What a strike. Is he on? He is on. He grabs a brace on off the bench. That is huge. Be honest, how many of you thought when I subbed off Everard that I was losing the plot, subbing off the star striker? We've got a new star here. This turn, outside of his left foot, just flicked it around the defender and tucked it away to give us the lead. I've still not forgiven Spike Brits, but Falata has raised my spirits. And after a bit of a hectic first leg, we are going to come away ahead. Amador has some fitness concerns. To be fair, he's played a lot of minutes this year, but the plan now is to rest the starting team here ahead of the West Ham game, which I am going to do today. And then we're going to come back and do the second leg for a third match this episode. I mean, all I'm saying is, look, if I go to the best 11-2 here and show you this team, this is still a bloody good squad, isn't it? Okay, West Ham away up next. They're in 9th. Let's get into it. Steve Cooper, you're going down. I definitely think it says a lot about the team that we've constructed. This is my rotated team for this game today. Falata, the hero of last game, will start up top. Balaki, Soa and Junjun Huan in the final third. Ideally, I'd like to give Faye some minutes to try and build up his match sharpness. Didario, I have got on the bench at least for now. Recommended to play 75 minutes. Kind of player who I'd like to give a little bit of game time to in this game, just so he has match sharpness for the game coming up. Okay, well, I decided to do this game as a bonus match because the previous game was underwhelming. We're 25 minutes in. Nothing has happened. Maybe Gasparini can change that now. Whip towards Hamilton, of course. One of the heroes of this save game and of this Newcastle team. Homegrown at club. Despite the fact he's one of our backups now, he's happy to stay at the club he loves. I thought for a moment we were going to get a penalty there for a Balaki moment. Instead, Westwood in goal for them. Is going to look to kick it forward. The ball's coming down with snow on it. Vincent Day with an atrocious touch. Dixon's in behind. And he should have kept it down. Just that one opportunity for West Ham. The only thing we've seen in a first half that's been underwhelming until now. But Junjun Huan could change that here. Balaki, oh my word. What a ball. What a goal. If it's onside, it's sensational. He hammered it into the roof of the net. There's this nervy wait now as VAR reviews it. The goal is going to stand. The ball was played in. Balaki on the half volley. Keeper got a fingertip to it. In off the underside of the crossbar regardless. This did look close to being offside. But there's just one man there. I think it's Emery playing on 4 of our players. And now maybe our tails are up. We've got that 1 goal. Now we're looking for more. Vincent Day going back to Kirillov, who you will note is in goal for today's game. That's not a reaction to what happened before. Have been trying to give him some minutes. And you know what? Maybe Spike Brits does need a rest after his moment in that last game. Gomez trying to pick out Balaki unsuccessfully. Ball played through the middle. Hamilton wins it though. Ollison back to Valhusa. Junjun Huan dinks it. Falata, is he on? Is he on? He's not on. It's a great finish. Would be his first Premier League goal. But the linesman has decided he hates Saudi Arabian teenagers. So the goal's not going to count. Just to be clear, I don't know who the linesman is. It's definitely because the player was offside. I'm sure age and, well, nationality had nothing to do with it. He was offside. Okay, well, at the break, it's only a 1-goal lead. But you know what? I'm still pretty happy with how this game is going thus far. Not a great deal of opportunities for either team in this game. I'm going to switch our mentality to balanced here. Not going to up the pressing because we are controlling possession rather nicely. Don't feel like we need to desperately be chasing and trying to win the ball back here. And to be honest, given the fact it's the 56th minute, maybe I should be bringing on those players I want to build on up some match sharpness onto the pitch. We'll see what happens here first and foremost. As that wayward ball, I think it was meant for Balaki. It didn't get to its intended target. Milenkovic, Dixon in behind. He missed one earlier. He hasn't missed that one there, has he? There was a loose ball which Emery, who was arguably at fault for the West Ham kind of goal that they conceded. He's made up for it there by winning the ball. And, well, they've scored immediately. Milinkovic to Dixon. Kirillov, no chance. I know I've just gone to balanced. I'm actually going to switch to an attacking mentality here. Falata off, Everard on. So has had a poor game. Let's bring in Faye. Going to play him on the right. And I'm going to bring in Salza to play through the middle. Free kick just inside our half. Going to be floated towards the back post. Header looping. I'll tell you what, that was actually not that far over. We made a quadruple change in that last game to turn things around. In this game here, we're making just the 3 changes in the final third. Looking at the stats, hard to argue against West Ham deserving a share of the spoils in this game. They've actually shown us up a little bit. And Gasparini, who I love to big up at left-back, really not having a great game today. I'm going to move Gomez to left-back. I'm going to bring in Didario out on the right-hand side. And with the final change, do I want to make another change? You know what? I do. Ollison's been poor at roaming playmaker. Let's bring in Ma. 10 minutes left in this game. West Ham maybe with a chance here on the break. That was a crazy little lofted pass through. And now they're in a dangerous area through Gomez's legs and pulled back to Pate Hanna. And it's 2-1 to the Hammers. I feel like this goal just came from nowhere. The looping ball across felt dangerous. The ball was played into a dangerous area. And Kirillov really had no chance. Okay, well, I was getting ready to do some stuff. Annoyingly, I queued up a shout of encourage before the goal was scored. So the encourage shout went through, and I could have cancelled it if I wanted to. So some of the players have reacted negatively. But you know what? Maybe they needed encouragement. Even the ones that have negatively reacted, maybe they didn't know that they needed encouragement. Didario fizzes it in. It's cleared away. A response early on here would be nice. Hanna, the goal scorer, getting in behind again, though, and bringing it into a dangerous area down this byline. That is a crazy ball across. to Dixon. I mean, what a goal that is. I'll tell you what, rotating my team for this game better be worth it when it comes to the Champions League performance. The Hammers, I mean, they are hammering us now. And the ball here by Hannah is stupendous. Like, this build-up play, this pass, I assume he saw that pass there. That's not an overhit pass or like a mishit one that bounced its way through. And from there, I mean, Dixon with a relatively straightforward finish. I mean, we need 2 goals in what remains here. I'm going to tell the players to step up, get stuck in possession. Let's look for the overlaps on both sides, play a little bit wider with our play, and just up our directness slightly. Admittedly, with us being 2 goals down with 5 minutes left, it feels like a massive long shot to have any chance of coming back in this game. But we'll see what we can do here as the ball's played forward. And West Ham, first to the loose ball, it's played in behind. Magrinya got an assist just a moment ago. He should have had a goal there. Not exactly what I planned going into this bonus match. I mean, I'll be honest, it's one of the first times all year where I can say we just were not good enough. Pep Magrinya, man of the match in this game, the Spanish winger, who's not even capped for Spain. He caused us a load of issues. I mean, Hannah looked good as well, getting a goal on off the bench. Not the most fashionable player as Hannah in terms of technicals and mentals, but those physicals, they'll just always be good in Football Manager. Now, if my reaction to that result is a little understated, I suppose I'm just reminding myself we've got this massive cushion to the teams behind us, and that was a game in hand that we had on those around us. As for West Ham, they have played a game more than various other teams, and 2 games more than a few others, but they've moved into the European spots with that result, so they're really not a bad little team. Our 9-game unbeaten run comes to a close, and if I want to find a silver lining of sorts with that rotation there, the team that we have for this next game is going to be very, very rested. Leverkusen at home up next. I'm going to hope we can finish off the job. We win away. We should be winning at home. Let's go and make it to the quarterfinals. That last game was disastrous. We have to do better here. Good news, full strength 11 for the most part. Bad news, 1 new injury. And as a man who was just getting fit again, Faye out yet again. Out for between 2 weeks and 3 weeks. Obviously, last year had such a crazy season. This year feels like a fall-off in a weird way, but when you look at his ratings in the league, he's still performing to a really, really high standard. But 3 twisted ankles in a row... Like, is that something to be a little bit concerned about, maybe? It does mean that when it comes to the 11 for today's game, I am going to be starting Jun Hwan. I do feel like last game I played Balaki and he didn't really shine. He's often better off the bench as well. And as for Jun Hwan, his aerial ability is just always really, really nice. This man just knows how to score goals. For £1.1 million, I don't know what I expected from him. It wasn't the level of performance he has consistently put in for years now. Okay, into this game we go. Let's see how we fare. I feel like with the home advantage, this should be ours for the taking. Okay, well, early chance in this game, but the ball is actually in our half. This is not where we want to see it. If Leverkusen were to get the first goal and draw it all level, 2-2, you start to panic. Now we do need to panic. Brits can hold on to the initial save. I won't blame him for that one. The rebound fell straight to their man and Ruben scores. Hard really to know how this opening to the game's gone because we're only 5 minutes into it, but in terms of the scoreline, it's not looking good. Of all the places that shot could have deflected once it was saved, that's perhaps the worst place it could have gone. It was on a plate for Rubens. Goal at his mercy. He has scored. I'm immediately going to shout demand more at the players here. Leverkusen, having 73% of the ball in this game, might need to up the pressing immediately here. Jun Hwan, edge of the box. Didario has an option right, has options left too. Marco, Big Deli, pinning them at the edge. Oh my word, deflected shot, keeper saves it. I am going to up the pressing, I think, and also just tell our players to get stuck in. I feel like this is the kind of game we're at home, we're down a goal. We need to show a bit of grit, a bit of fight. And, well, to do that, we're going to make those changes. I don't want them having 71% of the ball if we can avoid it. Just over 10 minutes left of this first half. Corner whipped in. Everard near post. 37th goal of the season. Makes it 3-2 on aggregate. It always feels a bit weird having Jun Hwan taking the corners because he is just so good in the air. But his delivery, is sensational. He's not wasted taking them either. Okay, Spike Brits with the ball. Not doing anything stupid today. That's good. Let's not give away the ball in an awkward area, please. They're not really pressing particularly high, and with the lone striker, they're not going to be able to press our centre-backs too efficiently. Didario, Sousa, one-on-one, scores it. What a finish that is. We were down a goal in this game. We fought back, assuming VAR isn't going to rule this out. The finish was really, really nice at the end of the move. The goal is going to count, and it is now 4-2 on aggregate. Junjun Hwan laying it wide. Didario putting it back. And, well, putting it into a dangerous area. Sousa tucks it away to give us just a little bit of breathing room. Although maybe that joy is going to be short-lived because, well, now there's another highlight. This game has suddenly burst into life. 2 goals in 5 minutes, and there could be more either way. Sousa's on the bench. Played forward. Fury for them has the ball. And don't discount Leverkusen just yet. They've caused us issues in this game across the 2 legs, and I'm not going to underestimate them now. Ball's played forward. White's there, Marco's there, lads. Lads, don't do anything stupid. After the last game, that moment there had me scared. But you know what? We've actually got the ball in an okay area. Kelechi's been a little bit quiet today, it has to be said, just across all the matches he's been involved in. He nearly scored a deflected shot there, though. Junjun Hwan over a corner. We've scored one of these already. Marco can't keep the header down. Okay, look, half-time in this game, we're doing what we need to do. I mean, look at the XG on their shot, by the way. It was a 0.96 XG that they had between their 2 efforts. Since then, we have been the team, well, the better team. They've really not done a lot. I don't think they've had a shot since those 2 quick-fire ones, which, of course, were in the same highlight. One was the save that was forced, and then they got the rebound in, which I think we have to view as a positive, because from a defensive point of view, we've looked good. And offensively, we are looking dangerous from everything, especially set pieces, although that one has gone over. Have just noticed Big Telly's picked up a little bit of a knock. We're going to bring in Leonard and let him get some game time. This guy, I big him up every episode. He's improving every time I look at him, I feel like. Elsewhere, Matt's been a bit quiet in this game. Let's bring in Olesen. And Balaki, I'm actually going to bring on for Kelechi, who's looking a little worse for wear in this game. He's not had a great performance, maybe a bit tired having come back from AFCON as well. Still, though, 34 minutes in this game. There's still time for lots and lots of goals, so we need to make sure we stay on the front foot and we keep to the plan. And the plan right now is to play attacking football, to try and get stuck in, win the ball high and cause them issues. Zarkovic lays it inside. Everard, one-on-one. You'd put your house on him to score it, and he does score it for his 2nd of the night, his 38th of the season, and our 5th of the fixture. This pass here by Zarkovic, not ideal, although I will say in Football Manager, you see a lot of these kind of chances missed, don't you? Not on this occasion, tucked away delightfully. Has to be said at 5-2, this fixture very much feels done and dusted now, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't try and score a few more, get the confidence flowing as we march into the quarter-final. I thought Didario was going to get an assist. It could still result in a goal from somewhere. Cleared away only as far as Marco, who's going to look to continue to pen them back. Mastalone, Junjun Hwan drifting into a wider area as that left-sided shadow striker gives it back to the left-back, who whips it in. Zarkovic heads it away. Didario, though, is going to have a chance here. Played inside. Sousa, Everard, he has a hat-trick. It's a scrappy goal. I do not care. Stop, lads. Stop. They are already dead. It is 6-2. There's no time left here, and yet we are still on the front foot and wanting more goals. Can someone tell the players just to chill their beans a little bit? Valhauser, Balaki scores another. This is a humiliation now. You know what? Everard's got his hat-trick. Let's bring in Falata and give the youngster some minutes. And elsewhere, you know what? Mark can come onto the pitch at defensive mid. Leonardo I subbed on is on a booking, so it's just a good excuse to bring Mark into the team. Does make you wonder with performances like this, why did we struggle against West Ham so much? Was it just a case of I rotated the team too much? Maybe that rotation is what has led to this emphatic display here. The players have looked up for it. They've looked hungry. They've looked rested as well. Mastalone looking to add more, crosses it in, half-headed away. Junjun Hwan heads it across goal. It's scrambled out of the box just about, but it could have been a 6th. Leverkusen here have had 66% of the ball, but when you look at the heat map here, you can see where they've had the ball. They have not been able to get into our half in this game. And, well, with that last little bit of action, this game is done. We're into the quarter-final. We looked bloody good in this game here. And elsewhere, AC Milan, the rivals of a couple of years ago, smashing Manchester United. Now, the quarter-final is scheduled for next month. Hopefully, there will be an outcome to the board takeover by that point, be it that the kind of takeover doesn't happen, or maybe the deal does go through and we do get the Tycoon owner that was rumoured last episode. Come back tomorrow to find out what happens with that, and of course who we're going to be playing next time in tomorrow's video. Bit annoying that we lost to West Ham in the grand scheme of things though, it really doesn't matter. We're back tomorrow with more action, the quarterfinals await. Until then, it is me, Jack, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm out.